All right, there we go. Hey guys, it's Coach Travis Robertson. Really excited to be with you today. We've got a special member interview that we're going to talk about in just a second. But if you're new to the group, my name is Coach Travis Robertson. I am the CEO and founder of Don't Settle Coaching. And what we do, we exist to help real estate agents just like you build businesses that scale into the mid 6 to 7 figures and create the life that you want to be able to live. So we show you how to generate leads, get those leads to become clients, get those clients to the closing table, and build systems and teams and businesses around it so that you get to fund your life and not have a business that runs your life. So that's what we do. That's who I am. And this group is basically dedicated to live trainings and support to really just help you, give you tools, give you tips, give you tricks, give you things that you can be using right now in your business. And so what we've been doing here is about every 2 to 3 weeks or so, or 2 to 3 times per month, we take one of our members and we bring them on here live so that you guys can hear from them, hear what's going on in their business, what's working for them. So this isn't just promote the program sort of thing. This is about, I'm going to, be talking with Steve here in just a second. He's going to share with us what's working in his business right now, because he's picking up listings and he's picking up some high price listings. So we're going to be able to kind of show you what he's doing, talk with you about how that's working for him, and give you some things that you can very practically use in your business. So with that, I'm really excited today to be joined by Steve Youde. And Steve is the broker at Avatar Realty in Helena, Montana. And so, Steve, thank you so much for joining us. But you don't just work Helena, you work, it's Montana. So you work a pretty big area, right?
That's the way it is. If we tried to stay limited to just Helena, Montana, we wouldn't have a ton of business. So
So what are the areas, like kind of give people the overview of where you are, what areas you work?
All right. Generally, and thanks for having me on, Travis. I appreciate it.
Thanks for
generally, we'll go 100 miles in any direction. So we're south to Butte. Common to do some business down there. Have gone west over to Deer Lodge and Anaconda, Clinton. Have gone north up to Lincoln and all the way to Great Falls and off to Townsend in the east. But I've done transactions in Bozeman, up in Kyla, which is near Kalispell. I just closed one in Trout Creek, which is on the western edge of Montana. So that's about a 4-hour drive from here.
Nice. And there's something special about Montana. You're probably getting a lot of people coming in right now because of a particular TV show that's
yeah. I was just tell everybody right now, it's not like Yellowstone.
I'm curious. Yeah, just for morbid curiosity, do you ever run into the filming or the crews or the
I worked, the closest I came is I worked with a drone photographer here recently that said he was the head, what do you say, was the head state trooper in like season 5 or something like that.
That's the claim to fame.
His claim to fame. But honestly, I've never seen the show, so I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, it's great to have you here, Steve. So one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on, because I was talking with Coach Ryan, who's your coach in the program. And I reached out to our team and was like, hey, who's doing really awesome stuff? He's like, man, you got to talk to Steve, because you've had a pretty good success here over the last number of months as the market's kind of been challenging. He said you've been picking up listings right now, and not just any listings, but you've been picking up listings at really kind of a higher price point than you've normally been hitting. So talk about that for a second.
Well, yeah, part of the coaching, one of the biggest things that I've learned through this program is just confidence. And so there are some listing appointments that I've gone into this year that last year, had I got into them, I'd have felt like, I could do a good job. I know I could do a good job. There are probably a dozen agents out there that could do a better job. This year, I've gone into them with a completely different mindset. And Coach Ryan talks a lot about mindset, that really is the foundation of what we do. And so I've gone into these listing appointments believing that I'm the guy for the job. And not only has that come into play in getting those listings, but also in negotiate commissions. And I have not negotiated my commissions. So
I love it. So basically you're getting your full value. How is that possible?
Yeah, it's possible. I know. I know.
Yeah.
I have refused to negotiate. Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you, man.
Yeah.
So you mentioned it kind of at the beginning when you joined the program. You wouldn't have had that confidence. You wouldn't have had so talk to me about where your business was at when you joined the program. Where were things at? Kind of tell everybody what was going on at that time.
Well, it honestly, the direction was a lot different than I expected it would be getting into this program. When I got into this program, when I first interviewed with you, I'm still looking at the possibility of taking over our office, being a team leader. And so when I jumped onto the program, I went into the high performance team track
Mhm.
and started learning about building a team and being a team leader. Several months into it, Ryan and I both agreed that where I really needed to be was back into the high performance agent track. And so
Mhm.
you could look at it as digressing, but really it's been a
Yeah.
shot in the arm for me to just kind of take my focus back to who I need to be as an agent
Yeah.
and get my ducks in a row before I bring anybody else on as a team. So
See, and I love that, Steve, because a lot of people they want to build a team, and there's nothing wrong with building a team. I think building a team is a fantastic path for a lot of people to eventually take. But sometimes people end up on that path a little sooner than they're really ready for. And one of the things I want to honor you for is that in the process of walking down that path, you realized, hey, wait, maybe there's some other work that needs to be done first so that when you go to build the team, it's built on a really strong foundation. And not a lot
right,
of people are willing to kind of step back and go, wait a minute, I think I started on this path a little too soon. So step back. But it's not been a digression. It's just been progressing in the right direction and building that solid foundation that you're going to be able to now build a very successful team on at that right time.
right. It's been clarifying. So they say if the leader is not clear on where things are going, then it's 10 times muddier for everybody else. And that's kind of where I felt like I was my systems were garbage.
Mm,
Um, just as far as handing something off to somebody else and training them to get into the process, I really felt like I needed to improve. So
and I was going to ask you, like, what were the things that as you got underway, you started noticing that were like, wow, I don't know that this is ready for a team. So you mentioned systems, you mentioned not having things in place to be able to kind of effectively delegate it or pass it off to other people. Were there other things that you noticed in the business or maybe even within yourself that you're like, maybe I'm not ready right now?
yeah, like I said, my mindset was really all wrong um, as far as leading other people, and so that's where I've had to spend a lot of my focus. And Coach Ryan has had us reading several books. We were on a one book a month track, but we've kind of slowed that down because he's realized how slow we are to process. But he's had us reading some fantastic books like The Comfort Crisis, which
Mm,
really challenged me to step out of my comfort zone, to do some things with my physical health that I haven't done in the past. And that has been huge. He had us read Peter Attia's book about longevity, about health span rather than lifespan. I'm blanking on the title now, but just some really
oh,
good books that he's
yeah.
had us on.
Peter Thiel. Uh,
Outlive is what it's
yeah.
called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those books I've instituted like intermittent fasting, which is
Mhm.
something I know a lot of people do, but it's been really effective for me. I lost 17 pounds in about 6 weeks
Good for
and
you.
just felt a lot better. And right along those same times going through the coaching modules
Mhm.
and just building up my confidence as far as my listing appointment and my buyer appointments, and then getting my systems into place. And so a big part of that, we had a decent, we had a pretty good CRM that we were working from, and we had a decent website, but they weren't connected.
Mhm.
And so the leads that we were bringing in, mainly from Zillow and Realtor.com and some of those other paid lead sources, were going into our CRM, but they weren't connected to our website. Our website wasn't really generating a lot of valuable leads. And so through this program and your encouragement, I signed on with Chime,
Yeah.
got a discount for dropping Travis Robertson's name. So I
Yeah,
appreciate
guys,
that.
if you want that discount, go to chimecrm.me. Chimecrm.me. You can get the same discount that Steve got, same discount our clients get. It's a fantastic platform. I really do love it as a great platform. So
Yeah.
chimecrm.me. I'll have somebody on my team drop the link below for you. You get the same discount that our clients get. So sorry, Steve,
Yeah.
didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's all right. And that was a huge change. And honestly, like, it may surprise you, but I'm the youngest guy in my office. And, and so by default, I'm the tech guy. And so I'm responsible for helping everyone else come along as we change software. And not only did we change our CRM, we also had an MLS software change. So we went from one platform to another, which is the second one in several years. Really big pain in the rear, but I've been trying to help everybody come along there, and so there's been a lot of frustration. But Chime has been really good as I've spent more time with it.
Yeah.
Getting to know it. It is effective, and it's good for communicating with clients, good for tracking your client activity, and good for farming new leads through your website.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's really good as well.
So let me ask you, I mean, a lot of people are probably wondering, like right now, here you are, you've got some high price listings, you've got some good deals going. Where are those deals coming from? How are you finding the listings right now? What are you doing that's working for you in your market?
Yeah, that's a good question. So a lot of the high price listings that I'm getting are from my sphere of influence. They're from my past clients. So I'm getting some past client referrals, friends from church. I get a lot of contacts from church.
Yeah.
And then I've got one right now at 1.4 million that was an agent the referral exchange. So it was a paid lead source, and one that we haven't had a ton of success with, but I followed up with them pretty good and landed that listing. So again, it was one that I just persistently and confidently went after.
Yeah.
So
And so kind of thinking back to where your business was when you joined, a lot's changed for you personally, physically, mentally, in terms of how you're approaching the business, systems, structure. Um, I'm curious, has your family seen the difference?
yeah, pardon me.
No worries.
Had a phone call come in there. Yeah, my family has definitely seen me hone in on my discipline. Just sticking to my intermittent fasting. My kids all know that I'm doing that, and they I don't know what they think about that, but they've seen my pant size change a couple of times. So,
The difference.
so my wife has noticed. Yeah, there's definitely a difference there physically. I think. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. My kids are all older, so you'd have to ask them. They're out of the house. I don't see them every day, but I'm sure they would notice. My wife has definitely noticed and commented several times on just how proud she is of me, of the work that I'm doing, how hard I'm working, and making things happen. So always
talk
good to
about
hear.
talk about your production this year. Where are you at so far this year? How's business?
I have closed 13 deals so far this year. I'm not where I was hoping I would be this year, which is fine. I had set a pretty high goal at the beginning of the year to
The
hit.
market's been a little different this year.
It has, but honestly, that's why I got into your program. We all could see it coming, that it wasn't going to be those COVID years, that wasn't going to last forever. So I got into the program knowing that I was going to need somebody in my corner to kind of spur me on, and that's been good. That's where I'm at. So my goal was 450,000 GCI this year.
Yeah.
And right now I am at 184,000 GCI. So I'm a little bit lower than my goal, but I'm pretty much on track for where I was last year. And I also have 7 listings right now that are out on the market. So there's good potential for some activity there and continued income. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so as you're looking at the next few months and kind of looking at this tail end of the year, what's kind of your game plan as you're headed into this? Because there's probably a lot of people right now going, what should I be focused on? What should I be doing right now? So what are you focusing on? What are you looking at as the opportunity in your market for you to maybe make up some of that ground?
I'll give you two answers on that. The first one is, what am I actually doing? And that is, it's August in Montana. And so I'm enjoying the few months of warmth and lack of snow that we have right now. So this is what we live for in Montana. So I went camping last week and hope to enjoy a bit more of the summer before life gets back into the grind.
Yeah.
But my second answer is lead follow-up. That's my focus right now. Is I have a good number of solid, valuable leads, and I'm really trying to hone my follow-up systems, doing the 3-day, the 10-day follow-ups that you guys have talked about in the coaching program,
Mm-hmm.
and just staying on top of those leads.
And how's that been going with that follow plan? Like the 3-day follow plan that we teach, obviously the more advanced 10-day follow up. What have you seen as kind of changing in that process?
Well, again, I went camping last week, so
Oh, so this
that's
is new that you're
that's what's
working on that.
happening with that. No, the biggest thing that's changed again is mindset, and so
Mm,
I oftentimes in the past have gone into those follow up plans with the attitude of, I'm annoying people, they don't want to hear from me, but really my focus this year has been bring value.
mm,
And so when I make those phone calls, what am I bringing to somebody that's valuable for them? How can I help them out? And a lot of that comes from properties that are on the market that I can bring to their attention, um, home valuations that I can talk to sellers about,
yeah.
just lots of opportunity for bringing value.
I mean, that's the whole key right there. You know, everybody who's worried about annoying people or frustrating people or like, oh, I'm just going to call them and everybody's going to get mad at me. And it's like, well, yeah, if all you do is call them and ask for a referral,
Right,
you're right. They are going to get mad at you. They're like, ah, crud, Steve's calling again. Like,
right.
he's probably going to say he's never too busy for my referrals again. And
Yeah.
it just gets awkward versus what you're doing, which is so much of what we teach is lead with value.
Hmm.
Like everybody's tuned into the same station. We all know it. WIIFM. What's in it for
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so if you start to think through, okay, what could this person need? What could they potentially want? And how do I call with that intention to deliver that thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's going to be upset about it?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm trying to get creative with that. So I've worked
Mhm.
on some programs like with my client relationship building. I got into a VIP perks program that has, it's got a bunch of national brand businesses that give discounts to my
Oh
clients.
yeah,
I
yeah.
pay for it, they get discounts, but then I can also add local businesses. So it gives me an opportunity to have conversations with local business owners and talk to them about getting their name out, giving them some value, but also providing value for my clients to get discounts at these local businesses.
Yeah.
And so I'll have conversations with clients about, what are the businesses you love in town and where would you like to get a discount? And I'll go talk to them and see what happens. So just there are very creative ways out there to bring value to our clients.
I love that. I love that. So let me ask you, I mean, what if you could obviously we've talked about mindset and that's fine to be one of the three things that I'm going to ask you here, but when you think about maybe three things that you've learned with your time in the program that you want to share with people here, it's like, man, these three things, like learn these three things, whether with us or with somebody else, but these three things have made a big difference in your business, in your life. What would those three things be that you've learned through the course of the program?
Okay, I'd say first is be a healthy person and do the things that you need to do to make yourself a healthy person. For me, that means winning the morning,
Mm,
um, getting up at a decent time to get some time by myself and with the Lord,
yep.
um, spending time in prayer, eating healthier than I have in the past, getting some exercise. And those
Mhm.
are all things that just make me feel like a healthy person, and that's the foundation for my business. So, and that would lead into the second thing, and that is to go into my business with confidence. And anytime those voices come up, I've got some great resources in the program that I can reach out to help me get the mindset that I need. Because if I don't have that confidence, people can sense it. They can sense it when I call them. They can sense it when I'm in conversation with them. They know that I'm floundering. If I don't believe in myself, other people aren't going to believe in me either. So that'd be the second thing. So be a healthy person, find some confidence, and then do the things that Travis is teaching me to do. And that's the other thing. I mean, you've said it over and over again in your training modules that you can teach the principles, but you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make me drink.
Yeah.
And so in the end, I really just need to put into practice the things that you're teaching me. And,
yeah. And I guess what's maybe been the hardest thing about putting some of those things into practice?
Summer in Montana for the last few months. Yeah, it's such a beautiful time here. Have you ever been to Montana, Travis?
Oh, I have family in Montana, so I've
that's
been
right.
up there.
I think you said that.
Yeah, multiple times. I love I love summer in Montana. Hate winter in Montana.
Yeah. I don't so much mind the winter in Montana either. I kind of like the fact that there are 4 seasons, but summer in Montana, it's definitely hard for this to be the busiest time of the real estate year. So
yeah,
that's the biggest challenge.
Fun Montana thing is, so we have family, my wife's side, through kind of the Missoula area. So down from Missoula down into Hamilton and kind of that. And they're like, we're in the banana belt. I'm like, it still snows and gets like it's a frozen banana. There's nothing banana about this other than a frozen banana. Like it's basically a banana on a stick from an ice cream cart, and we're calling it the banana belt.
Hey, that's nice. They get down to like 10 degrees while we're negative 10 degrees. So it's different.
It's balmy, shorts weather.
That's right.
So let me ask you, I mean, thinking back to when you joined the program, because there's a lot of people right now who may be considering reaching out to us, but they have some concerns, they have some fears. So what concerns did you have maybe before joining the program, when you kind of think back, maybe it was something you were worried about or concerned about, or I don't know, what were some of the concerns that you had?
I think my biggest concern was me. I knew there was going to be a lot of good content and a lot of good coaching. And my biggest concern was, I'm spending a lot of money to do this. Am I going to make it work? Am I going to put into practice the things that I'm being taught? Yeah. And so that concern, the coaching program kind of works in tandem with that, because
how do you mean?
We all have those days when we just don't feel like doing it. And you have to have somebody in your corner that is prodding you to do the things that you need to do. That's just the way I am. And so the coaching program has actually helped alleviate that fear, because I've got Coach Ryan, I've got the other guys in my tribe, I've got your videos and the team coaching calls to just regularly. It's like going to church every Sunday. It's really valuable because it brings you back to your foundation. These regular coaching calls just bring you back to the things that you know you need to be doing, and it's just a good regularly scheduled time to check in and be prodded.
Well, I think that's such a great point, Steve, is that we're meant to live in community. We're meant to be a part of a community, and sometimes within real estate, it can be a lonely business. Even though there may be a ton of agents in your market, a lot of times there's a lot of, but we're frenemies, because we're kind of competition. Competing. So we're not fully going to reveal everything that we're doing, and you kind of hold some cards close to your vest, and it makes it really hard. Versus if you have a community of people where it's just like, we can all win, we can all share, we can all give. It changes your ability to feel like I have a home, I have a place, I have a community I'm a part of, and I can be myself. I can be honest. Like, here's what's working, here's what I'm struggling with. But it's hard to go into a local real estate meetup and go, man, I'm struggling with this, and not have your competitors go, oh, cool. Like, glad you let me know. I'll take it from here. Or, hey, here's what's really working for me. And I just want to share it with some people. And now your competitors run with it. And it changes it. Real estate is a surprisingly lonely business for a lot of people. And so having that community,
Yeah.
you can't overstate the value of it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
really,
agree.
you really can't.
Yeah.
So what would you say to somebody right now who's maybe wondering, like, should I reach out, or I don't know, like, should I do a program like this? Should I hire a coach? Should I invest in myself and in my skill set in a program? What would you say to somebody like that?
It pays itself back. It pays for itself. So when you get into it, if you're worried about the money thing, like, yeah, it costs a lot when you look at those numbers, but it's well worth it.
Mhm.
It's well worth it because it keeps you moving in the right direction and it keeps you motivated, and it
Yeah.
gives you some tips and some new learning that you wouldn't have had otherwise. So it's definitely worth the investment, and
Yeah.
that's what it is. It's an investment in you, and it's an investment in your business.
Yep. Yep. And that's the way to think about it. If you got nothing back from it, yeah, then it's a cost. But you know, the greatest investment we can make is in ourselves, because no matter what, we, as my dad used to say, he goes, you take you with you wherever you go.
Yeah.
And so no matter where you're going in life, you're always taking yourself with you. So keep growing, keep learning, keep expanding the skill set, the mindset, the things that they're transferable. No matter the
Yeah.
market that's going on, you're the one in the market. So how are you going to navigate it?
Yeah, that's right. I uh,
So,
I actually I have a master's degree,
mhm.
and really doesn't play into real estate at all. so so I paid a lot for that education.
Yeah,
Um, on paper, I don't use it. I'm not in that career. I'm not doing the things that I was taught to do in school.
yeah.
But the things that I learned there and the growth that I had obviously have made me the person that I am today. And
Mhm.
so that was valuable, and I paid a lot for it. But it's the same in the coaching program. We don't get a degree at the end, um, but
I mean, I'll print you
you
off a certificate if you'd like.
thanks. Yeah, but you change. You become a different version of yourself, and it's very, very positive.
Yeah. So what would you like if you could give a piece of advice to somebody like that? Anybody listening right now, you could just give them one piece of advice. And you go, man, this right here. What would it be?
Oh man, I should have thought about this because it was on the paper. Um, invest in yourself. Like, make yourself a healthy person.
Yeah.
Um, for me, that comes down to know Jesus and help him be known. And but make yourself a better person, and your business will thrive because of it.
It's such a great point because, guys, you are the regulator on your business. You are like, the business can never outperform your level. So if this is where you're at, the best the business is going to be is where you are. So if you want to grow your business, you've got to grow yourself, because you literally are the lid. John Maxwell calls it the law of the lid. You're the lid on your business. You'll never outgrow yourself. So if you're, man, I've been stuck at 75,000 a year. I've been stuck at $125,000 a year, and I just keep staying there. It's because that's the level you're at. And so what you got to figure out how to do is how to become a $250,000 a year realtor, a $500,000 a year realtor. That's the point you got to get to first. You got to become that person, raise the lid, and now the business can follow up to that level of production. So it's a really important point, Steve, is that so often it's like, just give me the strategies, give me the strategies, give me the strategies. But I could literally hand somebody a business doing 3/4 of a million a year or $1 million a year in real estate. But if all you've ever done is $125,000, what's going to happen to that $1 million business over the next 12 months?
Yeah,
It's just going to drop right back down to that level, because that person's, and it's not that they're a bad person or a bad agent, it's that that's the level they're at. So if you don't work on
yeah,
getting healthy, getting, leveling up the mindset, the beliefs, the patterns, the habits, the routines, the physical health, to that of somebody at that level, the business just drops to the
Yeah.
level of the leader. It's a great
Yep.
point. So what's next for you? What's next for your business? What's kind of as you're looking through the end of 2023 into 2024, what are you seeing? What are you excited about?
Well, I know change is coming. Some kind of change at the end of this year. I'm not exactly sure what that looks like. I just know our office is going to be moving, at least physical location, but that may mean something different for me. I don't know. So through the end of this year, I'm still shooting for my beginning of the year goal,
Yeah,
$450,000 GCI. So I've got 4 months to do that
yeah.
and make that happen.
And 7
Um,
listings to help.
and then into next year, beyond that, so more
Yeah,
growth. So
yeah.
you'll probably be stuck with me for another year.
Darn.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go. So when you think about where you still have to grow, this wasn't something I sent you, but just something based off of what you just said. When you think about where do I still have to grow? What are the areas that you're looking at where you're seeing a lot of opportunity for growth?
My time management. So managing my schedule, making sure I'm doing the things that I need to do, and a lot of that's follow up,
Mhm.
business generating activities. That's where I need to spend time, and I often sacrifice that for personal relationships and having conversations with guys that I meet with, or
Yeah,
I've got a lot of other stuff going on outside of work that really builds my heart. But yeah, just spending that needed time following up, talking to people, and bringing value to people's lives. That's
nice,
that's where I need to grow.
nice, awesome. All right, so
Yeah.
Steve, somebody's got a referral to the Montana area. I mean, obviously
Hmm.
not all over Montana because it's a big area, but if it's like Helena, Billings, kind of that 100-mile radius around Helena, how do they get a hold of you? How do they send you a referral? How do they put somebody in your path that you can help and get them to their goals?
Yeah. Well, they can find our office at avatarmt.net. You can find me on Facebook, Steve Youde, Avatar Realty, and definitely the only Steve Youde Avatar Realty on there. I might be the only Steve Youde. I know there's one other guy out there, but pretty easy to find on Facebook, avatarmt.net. That's how you can find me online.
Is it
Or
Avatar MT or Avatar Realty MT?
avatarmt.net.
Okay,
Yep.
Avatar MT,
Is
like
our
Montana, like the
Yep.
abbreviation. So MT.net.
Yep. That is our new Chime website. So you can find me there.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for carving out time. I know you're a busy guy and summer in Montana right now. So you had to come indoors
That's
for
right.
this. I appreciate it. So I
Right.
appreciate
Well, it's like 90 degrees out today, so it's really, really hot. And looking outside
People don't
anyways.
realize like Montana heat hits different. It really does. Like I don't
That's
know if
right.
it's the
We're not used to it.
like
Yeah.
when I was in Montana in the summertime and it would hit 90, I'm like, this hurts. Like it's
Yeah.
a painful 90. I don't know why.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe the
I
air's
don't
thin
know.
up there or something. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
closer to the sun.
Yeah. Thanks for giving me the time,
Thanks,
Travis.
Steve.
I
Appreciate
appreciate it.
it. God
Yeah.
bless. And guys, if you need anything, hit Steve up. And if you want to get on the phone with somebody on our team, find out how we can support you, how we can help you get your business to that next level, how we can help you grow and raise the lid on your business so that you can grow your income. You can have more freedom, more time, more fun in the business. Do this. Go to travisrobertson.com/schedule. You'll see a calendar, pick a time that works for you, grab a slot, get on the phone with somebody on our team to really talk with you about where your business is at, where you're trying to take it. And if we can help you, we'll show you what it looks like to work with us. And if we can't, we'll tell you that too. And we'll always do our best to kind of point you in that right direction so that no matter what, you're going to get a game plan, you're going to get a path that this is what it's going to take to get your business where you want it to go. So go to travisrobertson.com/schedule. Steve, thanks again so much. Appreciate you being here, brother.
Yeah. Thank you, Travis.
Take care.
All right.